这个还没啊。
You can both listen to us or look at the screen. My name is Hugh Ching. My talk is about knowledge-oriented society. I should try to give a coherent picture of cognitive science from the point of view of post-science, which is knowledge beyond science, of which I'm the founder. I would like my assistant, Professor Chien Yi Lee, to give you an overview of the talk. Professor Lee is a student of Dr. Lotfi Zadeh and Professor Ramamoorthy. She is the inventor of universal computer source code and will become the most popular technical person in the world when everyone starts to program with integer-like instead of the current English-like source code. Here's Professor Lee.
Thank you, Dr. Ching, for allowing me to introduce this historical significant talk on knowledge. I am Chien Yi Lee. You can call me Amy. Basically, our society improves from scarcity to abundance and finally to knowledge. The most relevant knowledge discovery in the future are the solutions to financial crisis and the complexity crisis. Here is an overview. Society progresses from politics-oriented to money-oriented and to knowledge-oriented. Society advanced from military competition to business competition to knowledge cooperation. Violent rulers lead politics-oriented society. Competitive businessmen dominate money-oriented society. Cooperative thinker will guide knowledge-oriented society. Science deals with just 5 variables. Social science, 50 variables. And life science, around 500 variables. Society can provide all the necessity of life if it can solve financial and complexity crisis. The solution to financial crisis is the solution of value. The solution to complexity crisis is complete automation, as in the living system. Solutions in social science are mathematical relationships corresponding to reality. Solution to complete automation must satisfy logic. And the logic implies that we should be programming not with current English-like source code, but with integer-like source code, as in DNA based on 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now, let me introduce our main speaker, Dr. Hugh Ching. Dr. Ching is the founder of post-science. Post-science is knowledge for the next 2,000 years, and is by far the most advanced knowledge in history. Dr. Ching received his bachelor and master doctor degrees from MIT, and did his postdoctoral training at Coherent Institute of Mathematical Sciences. He also spent 8 years as research associate in the Department of Philosophy at UC Berkeley. Thus, he has one of the best formal education with full training in science, mathematics, and logics. Dr. Ching's family, Zen's 17 houses, has been endowed with the gift for making money. With its wealth, Dr. Ching's family has 3,000 years of undisrupted DNA lineage in China when politics dominate. And the family, even now, has a 700 years old, the largest single family house in mainland China, which is now a nationally designated tourist attraction. Everyone has to pay 60 yuan or $10 for admission, but not Dr. Ching. Dr. Ching is the inventor of jump house dance. He is the best nightclub dancer. and a dance legend in San Francisco Bay Area. One major practical achievement of Dr. Ching is the unimaginable breakthrough in stock prediction. He has also solved the problem of complete automated software, which is the theoretical discovery of DNA in 1986, in contrast to the experimental discovery in 1953. Dr. Ching is in an ideal position to lead the society with knowledge. Here is Dr. Ching.
Very good. Okay, thank you for the introduction. The problem, the ability to solve crisis separates humans from animals, which are at the mercy of nature. Currently, science not only cannot solve financial and complexity crisis, but are actually contributing to this crisis with overproduction and over-complexity. Thus, knowledge has to advance beyond science to go to post-science or cognitive science in order to solve financial and complexity crisis. Social and life science, not science, are the most relevant knowledge and require rigorous mathematics and logic. Fundamentally, what is the purpose of knowledge? The purpose of knowledge is to solve the problem of the universe. What is the problem of the universe? The problem of the universe is to survive and flourish in the permanently uncertain future. How to solve the problem of the future? Okay, we deal with future, regardless you like or not. Okay, the past is over. The living system must be able to self-create before it perishes. The human will change from being the created to being the creator. Self-creation should be the ultimate goal of cognitive science. Technically, self-creation merely is programming with 0, 1, 2, 3. Thus, integer, not English, is the language of the universe. Self-creation will reveal from its design specification the meaning of life and the purpose of existence. Self-creation is the goal of existence. For what is self-created will be able to do anything the creator can do. To self-create, the following knowledge is needed to maximum value and to satisfy requirement of permanence. Okay. One, using the solution value to recalculate value whenever future expectation changes. Using complete automation to auto-update system to unlimited complexity. Number 3, to be able to expand the range of tolerance of a creation in order to cover all the possibilities for surviving and flourishing in an uncertain future. Okay, so now we go to this common sense versus uncommon sense. The nature of human knowledge can be revealed in comparing common sense and uncommon sense. Common sense is the most important ability for survival. It is hardwired into the living system. Common sense including languages, which is fuzzy, actually permanently fuzzy. Like air and water, common sense has been provided free, but has been taken for granted as air and water, and considered the least important of all the human abilities, except in tuning test, which is designed to test common sense. Precision is sacrificing expanding the range of tolerance in common sense, which is fuzzy and should be analyzed by fuzzy logic, not exact logic. Common sense is created for animals and humans, but in its finest poems and songs reflects the voice of its creator. To self-create, the creator needs uncommon sense, such as science, social science, life science, and the fuzzy logic. A most practical contribution of pole science to knowledge is the infallible stock prediction, which is one of the most important solutions in mathematics. Since 2016, the infinite spreadsheet stock prediction has become infallible because the growth rate input in stock valuation becomes accurate after the intensive debate on value versus growth. Stock valuation program is at 123iss.com. Here are some practical products of auto-updating in life science based on complete automation. Number one, universal permanent number, UPN, for naming DNA. UPN is the set of distinct integers from minus to plus infinity for naming large quantities. UPN can be remembered by the completely automated universal permanent software, UPS, when the number of UPN becomes too large for humans to remember. UPS uses human associative memory, which corresponds to the set theory, allowing humans to access an unlimited amount of information, and is a common sense. Model after Bitcoin, number three, the product. Model of Bitcoin, European coin attempts to take away the power of printing money from politicians to put in the hands of people of knowledge. If people understand or follow Bitcoin, the main purpose for Bitcoin is to do exact that. But those people, they don't have economic background, so they designed the Bitcoin incorrectly. Number four, universal permanent device, UPD, will store all the life story of DNA which can exist permanently, as explained at the website permanentlife.club. Number five, a cognitive electronic brain can be created with UPS. Okay. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke keeps PQ equal VM, or price times quantity and velocity of circulatory times money supply in balance, to ward off a credit contraction or a run on the dollar, as shown in the graph of base money versus time. Okay. You see, at this 208, the sudden jump in money supply by 3 times. Okay, the rich people try to have a run on the dollar, which is really quite interesting. Okay, so Bernanke replied by printing 3 times more of the base currency. Another base currency, the money, cash you have, in your pocket, you spend.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Question. Why is that?
Why is that? Because the rich people say we got altogether we got $800 billion in circulation. So and the people have been using them, store them. So there's only 250 bit. You see, they have $800 billion base money, and the rich people, they get their wife to go to ATM and withdraw all the cash, and then it becomes $250 billion. And if you continue this trend, $250 gone, then money, no more money. You cannot get money from ATM.
So why is that?
Because there's a run on the money. Usually there's a run on the gold. You see, they buy gold, then gold price go up. But now they think there's so limited money, cash. They just go and take all the cash out of a bank.
But why?
Because these people, they think if they take all the money away, it would be so little money left. You see, there'll be no money, no cash.
Is
So
that,
maybe there's no use for money.
is that they want to control the inflation?
They want to control the money supply, you see. They think US dollar is limited. But
But then
Bernanke has a different view. Bernanke think, I can print money. You want to run for the money. Run on the gold means buy up all the gold. See, run on the dollar is similarly, but it's kind of strange. The money you can print. Gold is limited, okay.
But in the future, if the rich people, by some reason, they said we want to dump the money back to the market,
Yeah.
what will happen?
Dump money, so very simple. Buy up, buy back, get
So
it back.
government will
sell the
buy
bond,
back.
sell the bond. Today they go out and buy bond. Okay, that's called liquidity, increased liquidity, quantitative easing. Is
So
liquidity.
that's the management of government about money, huh?
Yeah, they don't know how to manage money. Okay, So
Who's
yeah.
mandates?
Okay. The rational method of money supply is digital currency UPN. The right to print money is a source of great power and should be in the hands of the people of knowledge. We are currently in a money-oriented society. Money is controlled by businessmen, not politicians. In order to compete, businessmen are only interested in short-term returns and dictate knowledge for short-term gains. European coin will be used to reward value creation, both short-term and long-term, and both monetary and non-monetary. The greatest contributor to value is from knowledge. Knowledge should take money, not money knowledge. Eventually, machine and robot will take over all the routine work, and the human will work by thinking. Knowledge controls money by the solution value. The solution value can determine the value contribution of knowledge with full disclosure and full accountability using forward-looking infinite spreadsheet replacing the backward-looking peer review. In knowledge-oriented society, money or European coin will be distributed to the poor rather than to the rich. As for money in the hands of poor has far greater value than in the hands of rich. Historically, the rich makes most money and the poor most knowledge. If you think back, okay. The non-violable laws of nature regulate money supply, PQ equals VM. The solution of value to keep the economy in equilibrium by balancing the price and the rate of return. The logical relation for setting interest rate is rate of return greater than interest greater than inflation. The money supply will be adjusted according to the inflation. However, only pol sci knows how to determine the rate of return, which is calculated in the stock prediction. Okay, finally, the following is a pol sci's technical foundation for creating a cognitive electronic brain. Software cell can self-generate to infinity, limited only by memory size, to form a self-generating neural network. An external common file, including feedback functions, is used to differentiate the self-generated software cells. For example, the name of the self-generated cell have been different into UPN 0, UPN 1, UPN 2 to UPN infinity, which are integer names for the self-generated cells. The entire human body is generated from one cell. This one cell first builds the body and then a brain to control the body, and finally build an additional portion of the brain to control the brain, which controls the body. Cognitive science should be expanded beyond the brain to cover the entire body or even the entire living system. Thank you.
One question.
Yeah.
Is it possible, as you say, is it possible the European coin will replace the entire money supply? Is that possible?
No, we're just suggesting the rational way to have money printed. You see, the money is printed by the government, it supports military conflict. Okay. If printed by businessmen, last time Bernanke printed money for the business community, okay, give to the banks.
So what do you say
Okay.
it will be
So
different?
if the people of knowledge print money, the money will reward people who generate knowledge. Okay, so it's very different. It's a very radical suggestion. But this is the way all the people here for knowledge. We should go get the right to print money instead of give to politician or give to a businessman. Your choice.
But people live in one society. You cannot separate
Yeah,
different
well,
money supply.
right now there are many countries like Iceland, Netherlands. They are all considering printing, get digital money. And if they do it, who's going to print the money? Who's going to decide how much money you print?
Okay, I think we have to cut it off. We are 1 hour behind schedule. So thank you very much for everybody for coming to this session. This is the end of session A7. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm the one to share the following